months ago, I was telling you how excited I was for the new Sniper Elite game coming, which came, sorry, end of January. And now it's time for its review. So make sure to stay because that's my first live review, on this show of a game. And for my first one, there's going to be a lot of trash talk. So stay until the end, I'm going to talk about the several part of the game, and I'm going to give you a very nice marks at the end. So first, basics. Sniper Elite Resistance came out on the PS4, PS5, Xbox, Steam, Game Pass, etc., etc. It's developed as usual by Rebellion and Wushu Studios, and it comes 3 years after Sniper Elite 5. 3 years. Remember, that's going to be important. For the setting, you play an SOE agent, so not the same as usual. You're not playing Mr. Furburn. This time you play 𝙎𝙪𝙥𝙥𝙦, who has a very strong accent, but at first it's fine. At the end of the game, you really want him to shut up. And he will join the French Resistance, which I don't know who made this, the voice actors. It's really terrible. Anyway, let's talk about this later. To thwart a Nazi super wake-up, which can endanger 𝙃𝙀. So it's very basic story. And this story runs in parallel of Sniper Elite 5, which is a really lazy way to say, yeah, we just reuse the same Asura engine and the same assets and the same everything from previous game. So I can't remember the number of missions there was in previous game, but I think we are not far from where it was before. This game has 9 missions, which include a tutorial map, which will be recycled for mission 3, and mission 9, which is the usual just long shot to the bad guy, so it's not a map. So all in all, you have 7 maps, and we'll talk about the maps later again. So if you have never played the game, right, you play a British agent in the Second World War, and the whole point of Sniper Elite is to work your way through your objective of your kill target, while really carefully planning. Usually it's huge map, so you have way different way to achieve your objective. And of course, because it's Sniper Elite, you need to snipe your way through the bloody soldier which block your path. But the whole point of this game should be to be sniping, to be stealthy, to be sneaky, and achieve your objective, because as much as the game is trying to make you think about it, you're not supposed to be a one-man army. If you play Hitman, imagine that it's Hitman, but with no subtlety whatsoever, because you're in a war zone, so you're not penalized for killing any NPC on the way. That's basically it. So each mission includes a lot of collectibles, which are always the same in the games, but personal letter, confidential documents, which unlock sometimes side objectives, workbench to customize your weapons, infiltration points to add replayability to your missions, so there's usually 2 per maps, hidden items, and the 3 stone Nazi, like the Nazi stone eagle, to find and destroy in a map. Additionally to that, you will also have a traditional kill target, which usually add a little bit of extra gameplay, because you need to kill it in a certain way to unlock some weapons. It also brings back the invasion mode, which came with Sniper Elite 5, invasion mode, which extremely similar to Elden Ring as a reference, right? You invade someone else's gameplay game. You will play a Nazi sniper, a Jäger, which if you watch Pacific Rim, you will know that it's a hunter in German. But one of the main attraction or gimmick of this game is that when you shoot someone, you're rewarded with an X-ray slow kill cam with different organs, including testicles. Apparently shooting someone in the testicles is fatal in this game. But so, if you heard everything I said at this stage, if you have played Sniper Elite 5, you're gonna say, okay, so what's new? Because everything you stated is exactly like the previous game. So there is new stuff. Yes, there is. Bugs. Many bugs. Lots of bugs. Which is horrible, because this game And you will, if you check a bit the comments, everybody's gonna say it's no more than DLC, and I completely agree with this. So considering it's the same game, same engine, mostly same reused assets, how can you have so many bugs? I mean, this game is easy. The AI on the soldiers are kind of really stupid. The most powerful enemies will be ladders and stairs. Like invisible ladders, which makes you unable to escape during a tense situation or things like this. Bugs are gonna ruin your gameplay. If you have played the map with a vineyard, you know that your guild target you need to kill with poisoning, and the glass of water that you need to poison is completely bugged as hell. I needed to redo the mission 5 times, not kidding, to get the glass unbugged. And tried several things, like tried to wait through the animations, through the guys talking to his soldier. I was just like waving incense in front of my keyboard saying, try to work this time. It was horrible. Overall, we talked about the maps. The maps seems, and from the review, I think it's not just my impression, they're smaller, much smaller than the previous games. It doesn't take much hours to finish the game. And when I was saying before the map were bigger and gave you a lot more option to finish your mission quite stealthily, in this game, as much as I could, in the end, it just finished in a straight up assault. You just wait in the confined environment, waiting for the soldiers to come, duck in a row, and just shoot them as they come. Very, very boring, to be honest. So for a game called Sniper Elite, it's a miss. And yes, it's a pun and it's completely intended. So I was expecting a lot from this game, especially that it's called Resistance. So I know that it's not something which come up in usual war game, right, where you play the Americans on D-Day or things like this. Here you are playing with the French resistance, which was a massive thing, right? During the World War, we never talked about resistance. So I thought, hey, maybe you can fill that gap. Resistance should be ambushing soldier, because you have a small unit, ambushing an enemy unit, or sabotaging something, a railway or something. Now, no, it's exactly the same game as before. The Resistance is just a way to say, that's just this. We needed a name, to have a very lambda story. Let's just call it like this. So the story is very linear. It offers no thrills whatsoever, and it's a catastrophe because Sniper Elite has always been, and I think Korean played it as well, a very good series. Yes, the graphics are completely outdated. And when it was Sniper Elite 5, it was okay because it was outdated, but the gameplay and everything, it really make up for it. On this one, because this game is extremely boring and bugged and everything, well, graphic come into play as well. It's not beautiful. It's like you're playing something back from 2015, and I think I'm pretty generous saying this. Nothing is going well in this game. So if it was a $20 DLC to Sniper Elite 5, I would have said it's a good 13, maybe 14 out of 20 for the effort of adding content to an excellent game. But here, you play a standalone $65 game if you buy it on Steam. Canadian, of course. Let me just remind you that. So that's nothing but a shameful cash grab. And what's worse than the cash grab for me is that this, as I said, was a really good IP. So it really, really hurts a good IP to make such a crappy game. Because it is a crappy game. Don't make any assumption about maybe you're just a bit sour or anything. No. I'm not just being salty. It is a bad game. So I'm going to give it a generous 8 out of 20. And a clear warning that even I got it for free on Game Pass, I just can't recommend for you to play it. Absolutely not. Do not play it. Because if you never play a Sniper Elite game, play 4, play 5, that great game. Even 3, it's still very good. If you played Sniper Elite 5, do not buy this game, because the only thing you're gonna do by playing this game is tarnish the whole IP, and you will not want to buy a future Sniper Elite 6. So the best you can do is just forget this game exists. Because even, you say, yeah, even if I got it for free, I'm still disappointed. It's exactly that. Sniper Elite Resistance is not a good game. Do not play it, I would not recommend. And it's much better for you to maybe in a few years get a Sniper Elite 6, which will be good, but Rebellion really screwed it up. And you can see in the reviews, it's mixed. I'm actually very surprised it's not worse. Because when we say I would rather play a Civ 7 than a Sniper Elite Resistance. And you heard just before what I feel about Civ 7, just to tell you how bad it is. So when I say an 8 is generous, it is. It's very generous. And maybe because it's my first review on this channel of a game like this, so that's why I wanted to be generous. So yeah, if you have any comments, please go ahead. Prove me wrong if you want. Argue with me. You can maybe convince me on Civ 7. On this one, there's no way.